All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in the comic book and regular normal world. I hope you are all enjoying your day and maybe taking a break from your family and coming in to see the live chat for my live auction today. Now, I just want to make sure that people understand, watch this video even if the auction is already closed. I always have the ability 1 week after an auction is done for any unsold comics to be able to be purchased. Now, you could purchase it at the starting bid unless more than one person emails me, and basically there'd be an email bidding war to whoever wants to offer the highest amount for the comic. So even if you're watching this later on, whether you missed it because of family or you just weren't available, or regardless, you have 1 week after today, Mother's Day, which is May 11th, 2025, to be able to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and order any of these unsold. So to me, whether anybody bids today or not doesn't matter to me, because I've had auctions where I've had zero bidders for the entire auction and literally sold 10 or more comics from the auctions before and after the auction was done. So we'll see what happens. I didn't realize when I made the announcement a couple of days ago that this Sunday today was Mother's Day. So we're going to find out. There may be nobody here. There may be a person that will take advantage of the fact that less people will be here and not have to worry about a bidding war. So let's go over some of the rules while we wait to see if anybody comes in, and I'll just show the books, and this will either be a very quick video and give people the opportunity to contact me afterwards, or, there'll be a couple of people that'll see the books that I sell, because I always sell key books and get them at pretty decent prices. So just go over some of the rules. You could pause this if you want. Make sure you're in live chat and not top chat. So you see in the right-hand side where you type in your chats, if you look in the top left-hand corner of that whole box area, it'll either be saying live chat or top chat. Go to live chat, so this way you don't have to worry about the delay. Um, any new bidders that have never ordered from me before, you have to at least make a deposit, if not pay for your comic, before you can do another bid. This keeps people from trying to bid on multiple items that they have no desire to pay for. So if you're somebody that's already purchased from me before, especially people like, for example, Daniel, who's purchased from me from many times, you don't have to worry about that. If you are in a bidding war with two or more people, and you get to a point where the price is above what you are willing to pay, if you could be kind enough to say fold, that would be appreciated to all people involved. It just makes things go quickly. Um, Domestic shipping, you could read that. Payment plans are available. Again, you could pause that and list that if you need to know more about that. I did a video the other day showing it in more detail. And also want to make sure people understand that if you do the payment plans, please keep track of the times when you have to make a payment. There will be a $10 late fee for late payments. I usually don't do it for the first one or two times. I always like to remind people. But eventually, if you just late every time, which I've never had anybody have that happen, so this is a situation that hasn't occurred yet. Not one late fee has ever been charged yet, but I do want to make it known just in case. And if you miss 3 months of payments on your payment plan, if the value of the book has gone up, you would be subject to paying the difference. Because I can't just have a book that is, not being paid for, that I'm trying to sell to pay bills, and months go by without somebody paying, and all of a sudden that book doubles in value. That's not fair to me. So we want to make sure when I'm doing these payment plans that somebody's taking advantage of it, but not taking advantage of me when it comes to that. I'm sure most reasonable people would understand. And again, never had this problem, so wanted to bring it to the attention just in case. So, ways to pay. There are benefits to the first payment, which is cash. If you mail me or meet me in person, I'll leave that up to you. If you live in the Tampa area and you don't mind driving a little bit and meeting at a public location, obviously. If you want to pay cash, um, if the book or total of books equals between 199 and $499, you'll get 2% off the total price plus free shipping if it's being mailed to you to the Continental 48 United States, so domestic shipping only. not including Hawaii and Alaska, and you'll also get a free comic. If the book is between $500 and $999, you'll get a 5% discount, plus those two things I mentioned. If the book is $1,000 or more and you pay cash, you'll get a 7% discount on the total, and again, plus the free domestic shipping and a free comic. Um, if you send a check or money order, make sure I would prefer, and it would be easier for you to send a money order because checks, it's going to take 7 to 10 business days to clear. So keep that in mind. If you send a personal check, it's going to take 7 to 10 personal business days to clear. But if you send a check or money order, you'll get the same discounts as I mentioned. And instead of free shipping, you'll get half price shipping, but you'll also get the free comic. If you use Venmo or Cash App, so you can see right here, Cash App, it's $ bar none 11970, and with Venmo, it's at We Love Comics. The benefit you'll get if you use that is a free comic sent to you. PayPal is also available, but there are no discounts with that one because I get charged bigger fees. But you can use PayPal at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. All right, so I do not see anybody here, so this might be a very quick video, and this will be good for the people who watch this later on, and that will make sure, that will make sure from now on that I actually pay attention to the dates of when I'm saying that I'll be doing these auctions. Well, like I said, anybody that watches this video um, has 1 week after this auction's done to purchase any unsold comics. I do want to make sure you know that because of my sneak peek video the other day, 2 comics were sold. So Hulk 180 was sold, and Amazing Spider-Man number 20 has also been sold. So if you were looking for those, you missed out, and that's why I tell people, especially those sneak peek videos, it is advantageous to get those. So just real quick, I'm just going to pause this for a second. So shout out to all my paid Patreon members. If you want to support my channel, it's patreon.com/we love comics. So shout out to all of my paid Patreon members on the screen. And if I get 20 paid members in a given month, I have giveaways. For every $2 you contribute, you'll get one entry once we get to 20 paid members. So you can pause that at any given time. All right, so let's start by putting the video camera on. We'll start with the first book. We'll go in order as I showed the other day from least valuable to most valuable. So the books will get better as we go. And without further ado, obviously, if we have no bidders or nobody in the comment section, the video won't be very long, but we're going to start right here. This is G.I. Joe issue number 1. This is a 9.0 off-white to white pages, first appearance of several characters in the G.I. Joe genre. So we're going to start the bidding at only $199 plus shipping. I want to show the back as well so you can see this is a really nice condition book. So if this is something, and I will read the graders notes if there are graders notes on them. Obviously, if any of these are CGC or CBCS, they wouldn't have that option. But if you're interested in this, just you can put G.I. Joe and then $199, or if you want to do a higher bid, that's up to you. But we have just a minor amount of graders notes. So considering it's a 9.0, it doesn't have a lot of problems. Multiple stress lines along the spine. So other than that, you can acquire this book relatively cheap. Now, one of the things I always tell people to check, and I make sure of this, I actually check sales on eBay and I look for the one in that grade, which is of course a 9.0, and see what the lowest sale is, and I make sure I start my auctions lower than that. And keep in mind, even if it was exactly the same amount, eBay also on top of that they don't post in the sale is the taxes and shipping. So I do not charge tax. So for any that are not sold in this grade, or there's like a rarer book that's not available to check a previous sold, I went with books that are selling and I found the lowest one. And again, even if I match the price, which I don't, I always do it cheaper. There's no added shipping and handling. Well, there's shipping and handling, but there's no added taxes because I don't charge tax. So if you're interested in this book, there's no bidders right now. No one's on the live chat. So if you're interested in this book, it's G.I. Joe issue number 1, 9.0 for only, I'm sorry, not 199. I'm sorry, it's 149. So forgive me. Sometimes my 9s and 4s look the same. So I'll give it another 20 seconds if somebody changes their mind. Because I always encourage people, look up on eBay, Look at G.I. Joe #1, look it up as a 9.0, look at the lowest one that's been sold, and you'll see that every time, unless something happened within the next 24 hours that I wasn't checking at the time, I'm always going to sell these at the lowest. And again, no extra taxes being added on to the cost. So if you saw a G.I. Joe #1 sold for $200 on eBay, it's 200 plus the shipping plus the eBay taxes. They don't add that to the total. Here, you don't have to worry about that. So it's 149. Nitro's here, says good luck. I appreciate that, but so far you're the only person here, so I have a feeling that no one's going to be bidding. But like I've said in the past, I've had auctions where nobody bid the entire time, and I literally sold thousands of comics afterwards, so I'm not worried about it. But thank you. All right, so going once on this G.I. Joe #1 9.0 at only $149 plus shipping. Going twice. Let's move on to the next one. And again, I will show the ways to pay while I'm getting the next book ready. You could write that down at any given time. And the beginning of this will show all the rules. But I did a video yesterday also to show all the rules. All right, next up. Again, this one is starting bid of only $149. Now, it's a lower grade. I mean, as far as a modern book at a 9.0, this is an EGS book, but it is signed and authenticated, and it does have the certificate of authenticity, and I'll show you, signed by Stan Lee. So just the signature alone values a book between 100 to 125 up to $150. Now, the reason it's a 9.0 is when he signed it, you could see it got smeared. So that's the only problems. There are graders notes that said corner scuff, top and bottom, left corner, front cover, ink smear, front cover. So Kendall Kid is also here. So if you're looking for a affordable Stan Lee signature, authenticated, when it comes to like signed books, I mean, obviously a 9.8 is always the best way to go. But a lot of people, if they're buying it just for the signature, don't care about the grade, especially when you're talking about a book like a modern book like this. No one's buying it for the comic, they're buying it for the signature. So I'm only charging $149 for a 9.0 verified Stan Lee signature for Uncanny Avengers issue #1. This is the blank sketch variant from 2012. So I'll give people a second if they want to look up. And like I said, a Stan Lee signature on any book usually increases the value anywhere between $100 and $150. And I'm selling it at $149. So as you can see, I'm selling books at very affordable prices. And the back, because it's a blank sketch variant, there's not much to see. But again, EGS includes a certificate of authenticity. So going once on this one, going twice, and that will be still available for anybody watching this later on. If you're interested in that book, again, only $149. All right, next. And like I said, comics get better as we go along. Definitely a key issue. We got Fantastic Four Annual 2, The Origin of Doctor Doom. This is a very popular book. Nice, decent mid-grade, approximately mid-grade, because, obviously a mid-grade is 5.0, so it's right below it. Off-white to white pages. Starting bidding on this one is only $299 plus shipping. I will go over the grader's notes. So again, I encourage people, go on eBay, look up this book, Fantastic Four Annual 2, look up the lowest one that was sold on eBay, and you'll see my starting price is cheaper than the price you will see on eBay, and that's not even including the eBay taxes that they charge on top of the price that you see. So I sell mine for the cheapest compared to eBay without adding taxes. So this, again, Fantastic Four Annual 2, and I'll do some close-ups. For a 4.5, this book looks pretty nice. The colors pop out. You can see there's not a dirt or anything major. I mean, you can see a little bit at the bottom, but I mean, that's to be expected for a grade, mid-grade, but it's not torn to shreds. The colors, especially in the Fantastic Four, really pop. And of course, like I said, I will go over the grader's notes. But especially if you're somebody that cannot afford the first appearance of Doctor Doom, This is a affordable book, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Fantastic Four movie's coming. Doctor Doom is coming, and he's not going to be a one and done character. Now, there might be the newer version of the first version of Doctor Doom might be a one and done, and then they might reboot or have a different universe's versions. But Doctor Doom is not a one and done character. So I have to ask you, as far as speculation, knowing that Doctor Doom is coming and he's going to be a significant part of the MCU going for probably at least several movies, you think this book is going to go down in value right away? You think it's going to stay the same? Or you think it's going to go up? I always sell books on the rise, not ones on the decline. So I'll read the graders' notes, and if I get no bids, that'll be lucky for somebody who watches this up to a week later. And remember, guys, I sell these comics to pay for bills. So it's not for me to go on some fancy vacation or just because I'm bored. This is my way of earning a living. So keep that in mind if you want to support my channel and get some really good books at very competitive prices. So $299. The graders' notes are as follows: multiple stress lines along the spine. I mean, it is a thicker book, and that just means people read it, so I never have a problem with that. Cover, edge, and spine wear. Water stain at the bottom, which it's funny because, I mean, that's probably what that little bit is here, but it's so minute, I didn't even know it was a water stain when I sent it in. So it's not anything, it's like bleeding through the entire comic or anything. Looks like somebody might have just dropped a little bit of something and it got on the surface. 1 inch corner crease front cover, minor stains, which I showed on the back. And that's it. All right, so last chance on this one, and we'll move on. Fantastic Four Annual 2, Origin of Doctor Doom, minor key book, $299. Going once, going twice. We'll go on to the next one. All right, for you Ghost Rider fans, Ghost Rider #1, 4.5. Bidding starts at only $325. This isn't the first appearance of Ghost Rider. It is the first in his solo series, and it is the first appearance of Damian Hellstrom in a cameo. Now, the centerfold is detached, but that's okay. You can have that in this grade. So if you're interested in this book, again, look on eBay, check the prices. But if you're interested in this book, just type in Ghost Rider #1, $325, and this book can be yours. Let's show the back of the book. Again, very nice colors for this book. And we also know that Ghost Rider's coming to the MCU. So again, I'm selling books that are going to continue to go up in price. So you can see no writing on the coupons, no coupons cut, no major issues. So again, for a book that's a 4.5, it presents very well. And of course, I will go over the graders' notes with you. It's one of the things I love about PGX listening to my advice. It makes it very easy to know the problems of a book without having to look it up, and sometimes finding out there are no graders' notes when you look them up. They have them right here. So let's go over that. And again, bidding starts at only $325. So multiple stress lines along the spine. And if you watch my channel, you know a lot of my books have stuff like that. And again, that just means people read it, which is what comics are supposed to be for. Moderate cover, edge, and spine wear, and weak spine. One of the beautiful things about getting a book slabbed is for situations like that where there is a weaker spine, because less likely for it to flop around, especially if somebody puts a comic book, like for example, this is a Bronze Age comic. If somebody put it in a Golden Age bag or a Silver Age bag, might have room to shift. And that's where you can go from a weak spine to all of a sudden the whole book is detached. So as you see, not going anywhere. So 4.5, Ghost Rider #1, $325. Going once, going twice. All right, let's move on to the next one. So if anybody's watching this later on, you're going to have pretty much I have a feeling every book is going to be available. It's my mistake from doing this on Mother's Day, but that's okay. All right, next up, another big boy book for a big girl character. Detective Comics #359, first appearance of Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. Respectable lower grade of 3.5. Bidding starts at only $379 to own the first appearance of Batgirl. Creamed off-white pages. So it's origin and first appearance of Batgirl, first Silver Age appearance of Killer Moth, for all you Killer Moth fans out there. And this is considered a classic Batman cover. And then, of course, I will read the graders notes. I'll show the back, because again, even for a 3.5, this one does not have graders notes. So I must have gotten this one before the graders notes ever happened. I want to show that because I want to make sure that the shadows, because that looked like there were stains. So this one does not have graders notes on it. But again, for a 3.5, you can see there's no major problems with this book. There are, you could see some staining. But again, especially if you're going to have it on a graded book, better to have a lot of the damage if there is, and I wouldn't consider that a lot of damage. But to have it on the back, especially if you're going to hang it up and display it, nobody's going to see the back. But front, there's a color break increase right there. There are color break increases along the spine, but again, not major amounts. So definitely would qualify for a 3.5 grade. So only $379 for this book. If you would like to own the first appearance of Batgirl, type it into the live chat. Otherwise, we'll move on. And again, I give people a couple of seconds to look up on eBay, look up Detective Comics 359, look it up as a 3.5. You'll see this is the cheapest than what you see, and they don't even include eBay taxes on top of it. So if I make sure I sell them competitively. So Detective Comics 359, first Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. Going once, going twice. All right, let's get to the next one. For the Silver Surfer fans out there, Silver Surfer #1, origin of the Silver Surfer, first solo series. Bidding starts at only $399. We got a respectable 3.0 off-white to white pages. So if you're looking for key books, that's what I sell. And obviously, we got Silver Surfer. Now, of course, it is the female version of Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four movie. But a lot of people are saying the rumors are that, they've already said that this Fantastic Four version is from a different universe. So the rumors might be that the female Silver Surfer doesn't live very long. I mean, I don't know that. But eventually they're going to go to the one and only original Silver Surfer, and these books are going to continue to go up in price. So I will read, because it does have the graders notes. So again, if you want to look these up, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's here to buy a comic, Silver Surfer #1 at a 3.0, you'll see the books have all been sold for over $400. Plus, you have to add on the eBay taxes and shipping costs. And you'll see my bid starts lower, so you could buy it at the minimum, because obviously there doesn't seem to be anybody here that wants to bid. So if you're a person that wants to bid, chances are you're probably not going to be outbid. So $399, Silver Surfer #1. Let's read the graders notes. 4-inch spine split at the bottom of the spine. 1-inch spine split at top, which happens a lot with this book because it's one of those like 64-page books. So you're going to have a lot of that when people are reading. 1-inch and 1/2-inch corner crease on front cover, several edge tears, moderate cover and edge wear, multiple stress lines along the spine. So that's why it got a 3.0. But again, you could see presents for a 3.0 very well. And again, I'm selling books that are going to continue to go up in price. So the longer you wait, and I've tried to warn people about this for years about books, the longer you wait, the higher the price is going to get. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, these qualify for payment plans. So if you can't pay for this all up front, $399, you can get a 2-month payment plan for this. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to any of these books, even if you're watching this later on tonight or tomorrow within the 1 week time period, payment plans are available. So Silver Surfer #1, only $399. Going once, going twice. No sale. Somebody asked about this book, but they never got back to me. They said they wanted pictures, and I said just email me, and I'll be happy to show them, and never heard from the person again. So, bidding is only $449. We got Werewolf by Night 32, 3.5. First appearance of Moon Knight. And again, you'll notice a pattern that even though these are lower grade books, say it with me, low grade is better than no grade. They present very well. Now, I will show, and obviously there are graders notes, but you'll see there's a piece missing at the back right there. But of course, that's to be expected from a lower grade book. And there's a little stain right there. But other than that, you can see the rest of the book. That's why the book got so low, even though the rest of the book looks pretty nice. And again, if you're going to display a graded book, you're displaying this side, so you'll never even see that back part. But of course, when you have a grade of a 3.5, it's going to have some problems. So, Werewolf by Night, 3.5, $449. I will go over the grader's notes. It has off-white to white pages. It is the origin and first appearance of Moon Knight. Came out in 1975. So the grader's notes, multiple stress lines along the spine, cover and edge wear, minor dirty back cover, I showed that, and a 1/4 to 1 inch corner chip on back cover, which is what I showed you. So Moon Knight, again, rumored to be coming to the MCU in the movies with the Midnight Suns. Now, obviously, until something happens, you never know. Things can get changed. But considering how I thought, in my opinion, the Werewolf by Night was one of the last good TV shows from the MCU recently. And I haven't seen the Daredevil series, so I can't say anything about that. But it would be silly for them to not use Moon Knight. So, Werewolf by Night 32, first appearance of Moon Knight, 3.5, $449. Going once, going twice. And if anybody's watching this later, they're pretty much like I predicted. We'll see what happens, but next up, another key, Silver Age Silver Surfer key. 4.5, Silver Surfer, #4. Iconic Thor Silver Surfer cover. Starting bidding, $499. This has light tan to off-white pages. So, I want to read the grader's notes. I'll show the back. So again, even though these are in lower grade, and a 4.5 is pretty much a mid-grade, but you don't see like half the cover missing or, all over the place, fading. I mean, look at the colors of the book. So it presents very well. That's one of the things I like about even lower grade books, if they present well. I mean, obviously, if it's a gem and I can get it for a deal, I don't care what it looks like overall. But I will read the grader's notes. Again, look these up. Silver Surfer #4. Now, just imagine in a Silver Surfer movie if they have this key moment in the movie. I would love for them to do that. But who knows? But still, this is absolutely an iconic cover. I remember as a teenager seeing this book, not even on the shelves, because at that point it wasn't even a shelf book. It was in the regular comic book boxes that you'd browse through at any comic store. This isn't that copy, obviously, but I remember seeing this cover and I had to have it. So again, look these up and you'll see that my prices are below what the lowest one sold for in that grade. And again, I actually don't have eBay taxes. So $499. Silver Surfer #4. Going once, going twice. And let's get to the next one. If you're a Kingpin lover, we got Amazing Spider-Man #50. First appearance of the Kingpin, who has been rumored to be in the next Spider-Man movie. Always keep that with a grain of salt because any rumor could either be true or not true, can be changed in any given moment. Again, very nice mid-grade book, 4.5. Bidding starts at only $499 for the first appearance of the Kingpin. And again, you could see no coupons missing, no large chunks missing. The cover presents very well. Nice bright reds. It has off-white to white pages. It does indicate a small piece of tape on the front cover, but that's not restoration. I don't even know where the tape is, to be perfectly honest. So if it's a small piece, it's a very small piece. I have no idea where the tape is. So how they found it, I don't know. But again, it doesn't really matter because tape is not restoration. So it does say small piece of tape on the front cover. I have no idea where the piece of tape is. So it's, I guess that's a good thing, but I don't know where they saw it. But anyway, like I said, does not make it restoration or anything like that. So only $499 for this book. Again, go look up an Amazing Spider-Man 50, first appearance of the Kingpin at a 4.5 on eBay. You'll see it's in the $550 range to $600. And then you add the taxes and shipping on top of that. So again, I will read the graders' notes for the 0 people that are interested in ordering today. But again, $499 if you're interested in this book. And again, I've had a couple of auctions where nobody bid the entire time, and I sold a bunch before and after. It is what it is, so I don't worry about it. But multiple stress lines along the spine, again, just means people read it. Moderate cover edge and spine wear, and a weak spine. So again, having a book with a weak spine encapsulated is going to protect it. So unless you're a person that juggles graded comics for a living, you're not going to have to worry about it as much when it's in encapsulation, because you could see it does not move around. So 4.5, Amazing Spider-Man 50, first appearance of Kingpin, only $499. Going once, going twice. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more books to go. Let's put that back. All right. Next up, Big Boy Books, Fantastic Four, number 49. First full appearance of Galactus, second appearance of Silver Surfer, first time together on a cover, considered a classic cover. This is a 5.0, so exactly mid-grade. Price is only starting at $499. So again, we got Galactus and Silver Surfer coming to the MCU. Fantastic Four coming to the MCU. These books are going to be continued to be hot and going to continue to go up in price. And as you can see, no major defects. You don't see any coupons missing, no writing everywhere, no major tears and rips. The colors pop. So I'm selling investment books for very good prices. You could say, if somebody get out there could say, oh, 500 for this book, that's crazy. Go look at what they sold on eBay. Find the lowest sale of a graded 5.0 of this book, and you'll see it's in the $500 range, and they don't include eBay taxes. So let's read the grader's notes, and then we'll move on. Multiple creases and stress lines along the spine, moderate cover edge and spine wear. So not major amounts. So if you're interested in this book, first full appearance of Galactus, second appearance of Silver Surfer, and first appearance on the cover for only $499. Going once, going twice. Let's get on to the next one. All right, we got another big boy book here. Prices are going up from this point, but remember, payment plans are available. Avengers number 4, first Silver Age appearance of Captain America since the Golden Age, joins the Avengers team. 3.5 grade. And remember, this book, the price starts at $899. So if you need a payment plan, you can get up to a 6-month payment plan to be able to get this book. Now, you can see some kid wrote their name a long time ago, but that's not a major concern. Obviously, I'll read the grader's notes, and I'll show the back. But again, Look up this book. This is not a cheap book, and I'm selling it cheaper than the lowest one sold on eBay. And again, if you see it for $950 on eBay, then you have to add whatever the taxes are, which is roughly about 7%, I believe, roughly within 7%. But this I'm selling for only $899 plus shipping, no taxes. So this has off-white to white pages, first Silver Age appearance of Captain America. Captain America joins the Avengers, and again, considered a classic cover. And also the person, or maybe somebody else, bought the book and scribbled out the person's name, or maybe they were dating somebody at the time and wrote the girlfriend or boyfriend's name and scribbled it out. But again, you're talking a very key book. And rumors are Captain America is coming back into the MCU. Steve Rogers, 899. Let's read the graders notes and then we'll move on. Multiple stress lines along the spine, moderate cover edge and spine wear, minor edge tears, back cover chip at spine, which I'll show, and weak spine. So first you could see right there's a minor tear. You know, as you can see, it doesn't even reach the advertisement. And there's the little piece missing, but only, as you can see, does not go around. So it's just from the back. So a respectable lower grade version of a very valuable book, very key book. $899. Going once, going twice, and it'll be available up to 1 week later if anybody wants to purchase. All right. You cannot have issue 49 without issue 48. Bidding again starts at only $899. This is a 4.5 grade of the first appearance of Galactus in a cameo and the first full appearance of Silver Surfer. There is no cameo of Silver Surfer. So this is his first full appearance, but also first appearance, but it's a first cameo of Galactus. Very key issue. This has off-white pages. First appearance of Silver Surfer and Galactus, cameo on last page, Inhumans and Watcher appearance. I will go over the graders notes. You could see, same as the other one, some kid wrote their name on the book. But again, it's not all over the book. Not major problems with this book. No coupons, no writing other than that name. There is, you can see, some rusting of this one staple, but that's why it got such a lower grade. Of course, I will read the graders note. So as you can see, I'm selling books that are going to continue to rise. I'm selling only key books. So this book, $899, you can get up to 6 months payment plan for this book. So if you're interested in this book, go look up on eBay, look up a 4.5 of this book, and you'll see it's in the $900 plus range that it's sold for in the lowest sales of a graded version. And they don't include the taxes on the price that you see. So you're talking at least another $75, $80 on top of the price that you see for the best sold. All right, so last chance to own Fantastic Four number 48, only $899. Going once, going twice, and no sale. All right, this is one that wasn't on the video because I forgot to post it. Very rare book. I'm selling this book for only $899. This is Vampirella, issue number 23. Omega, I do not have a Batman Adventures 12 for sale. So, unfortunately, no. I sold one the last auction, and I only have like 1 or 2 copies left. So, I'm holding on to those for a while. But thank you for that asking. This is limited to 75 copies. This is the Bloody Metal variant. It is signed by the artist and could be possibly, I haven't seen one, this could be the only 9.9 in existence. So this is limited to 75 copies. Now, this one does not have grader's notes. No book is ever going to have grader's notes for it, but you can see this book is perfect. I've been sending in 4 books every month for going on 8 years. I've received only 2 9.9s. The other one was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 51, First Jenica, but it was the 1 in 10 variant that had like a cardboard cover, kind of like a cardboard stock, and that also got a 9.9. This is a metal stock, and it is signed by Warren. I don't know how to pronounce the name, Louis or Luis, but it's the KRS Comics exclusive metal variant cover. 9.9 with white pages. So this is potentially a one of a kind because they have the metal variant. They have metal variant signed, and this one was graded at a 9.9. I could not find a price for this book because the best one was a 9.8 and it was unsigned. So I'm selling this for only $899. So if you want your first 9.9 grade signed by the artist, limited to 75 copies, I have that written down on here. Here's your chance to own that. So, going to be hard to look up this one because not many of them exist, and there's none other that I've seen that has a 9.9. So, if you're interested in that, let me know at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. All right, so only 3 more to go. So, this has been a quick video. So, again, if you're watching this, so far, not one comic has had a bid on it. So, people have up to 1 week to be able to buy any of these comics if they're interested. And again, a book like that for $899, you can have up to 6 months to pay for it if you need a payment plan. This one will qualify for up to 1 year payment plan if you need to. Obviously, the faster you pay for it, the faster you get the book. But this is starting at only $1,099. Go look up what these sell for. And you will see I'm selling this for about $100 to $150 cheaper, not including tax because eBay will charge tax on top. So this is starting at $1,099. This is Venom Lethal Protector. This is the gold variant. This is only one of 11,000 of these made. 9.8 with white pages. Does not have any graders notes because when you're talking, when it comes to a lot of times 9.8, 9.9, and especially 10, they don't put graders notes. So if you're looking for, it's not super rare, but especially this book, because again, it has like the cardboard kind of cover, one little dent and you're done because you can't press it out. So how many of these still exist in 9.8s? So again, go on eBay, go look this book up, go see the prices of what 9.8s of this book sold for, and you'll see I'm selling this for cheaper. And again, you can have up to 1 year to pay for it. Makes it a lot easier to afford it that way. You can't even do that with PayPal credit. And I'll show the back. So again, another reason why it's great to have books slabbed, because if this was in a regular bag and board, you'd never be able to see the artwork on the back. So if you're interested in this book, $1,099. Going once, going twice, no sale. All right. Gonna be fun paying the bills this one. All right, next two, if people are not interested in these, I guess they're not interested in buying the key comics, and yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, I make mistakes like putting it on Mother's Day, and I doubt there's any mothers watching my channel. So we got a big boy book. This will qualify for the 1 year payment plan if you need it. This, of course, Daredevil #1. First appearance of Daredevil, Foggy Nelson, and Karen Page. Bidding starts at only $1,299. Daredevil is coming to the MCU. What do you think's going to happen to books like this? The reason I'm selling it is because obviously when you got bills to pay, you got to sell books that people want. But I do have one other copy. I used to own like 4 or 5 copies of this book. I used to tell people, in my opinion, years ago, that Daredevil #1 was the most undervalued Silver Age key, in my opinion, for Marvel. Still is. So if you're interested in this book, obviously with a 1.8, you're going to have damage like this. It's missing a chunk only from the back cover. But I mean, it's a 1.8, so you're not going to have a perfect looking book. It does have some writing. So I will go, this one does not have greatest notes, but obviously you can see it's got some chipping on the top. There's multiple color break increases at the bottom. But again, it's a 1.8. It has off-white pages. So it is the origin and first appearance of Daredevil, first appearance of Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, and then the death of battling Jack Murdoch, which is his father. So, Daredevil #1, first appearance of Daredevil, 1.8, $1,299, and you can have up to a 1-year payment plan. And remember, no taxes. So if you bought this, first of all, if you look at the lowest one sold in this grade, it's over $1,300 easily. And then you have to add at least about another $125 in taxes. So buying here, you're saving money just with that as well. But I'm selling it for even less than what they show it before they actually put the taxes. So going once, going twice. And these are all books I'll be happy to hold on to if no one buys them. All right, last but not least, I mean, if people are not interested in that, they're probably not going to be interested in this. But I'm going to show it anyway. Fantastic Four, issue #1. This is the first appearance of the Fantastic Four. Now, this is a CGC book for the CGC lovers out there. It is a 0.5. It has restoration. It's a facsimile cover with the wrong cover on the back. But the rest of the book is complete. So if you're looking for a lower grade, go look up, and I'll show you. The lowest complete 0.5 sells for $4,999, plus you're talking around $300 in taxes and then shipping. The lowest Fantastic Four restored is a 1.0 for $4,699, but again, adding roughly around another $350 in taxes and the shipping costs. I'm selling this for only $1,999. And you can have up to 1 year to pay for this book. So you can have a chance to own, because say it with me, low grade is better than no grade. A Fantastic Four #1 complete. Now, the restoration includes back cover reattached with glue, tear seals to centerfold reinforced, and again, the cover is a color copy, and it's a wrong back cover. So it's 0.5 with slight restoration, light tan to off-white pages. So again, look up a 0.5 of this book. The cheapest one you'll find is for $5,000, plus shipping, plus eBay taxes. I'm selling a complete version of this book for $1,999. Going once, going twice, and no sale. All right, so we had no bidders in this auction. It is what it is. That means if anybody wants to buy any of these books, every single one of them is going to be available. Keep in mind, this is how I pay my bills and how I feed my cats. So if anybody's interested in any of these books, you have up until next Sunday to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, because as you can see, every single one of these is available. So thank you to the 3 people that watched, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day. And I'll see you next video, everybody. Have a great day.